My name is Gerry G. Jr. I'm a ventriloquist doll, so I can't talk for myself. An actor is speaking for me. The fact that I'm a doll doesn't mean that I don't have a life of my own. On the contrary, the last 30-something years have been very eventful. I haven't spent them all in a suitcase or mandolin case, as the case may be. Just recently, something happened that changed my life forever. I have always had the feeling that something has been missing from my life, that I'm not complete, apart from the fact that I'm lacking the power of speech. Late one night, I was surfing the internet as a lonely doll does. I happened across information that would change my life forever. It was concerning an upcoming screening of some early 1980s independent films. To my surprise, one of the films listed me as an actor. Me? I'd never been in a film before. I had to get to the bottom of this. I made my way to a small theaterette nestled in a bohemian suburb of Melbourne. The lights dimmed. Much to my surprise, I witnessed a film about a ventriloquist doll seeking the whereabouts of his father. A ventriloquist doll just like me. Was it me? He looked like me. But unless I was suffering some rare form of amnesia, it must have been what I was searching for all these years. My twin brother. We must have been separated at birth. But who was he? Where was he? So many unanswered questions. I had to find out. Unfortunately, the filmmaker was not at the screening. He was now apparently some kind of recluse. He was my only connection with my lost brother. Returning to the internet, I searched on the filmmaker's name. Voila! Up popped his homepage. I couldn't believe my luck. To my extended surprise, he was online. I could see, hear and communicate with the filmmaker. Contact at last. I asked him via the keyboard if he had seen my estranged brother recently.
Sorry, mate. I haven't seen him since we made the film. He was a great actor. Some critics claimed he was a bit wooden, but I wouldn't. Last I heard, he was in the Northern Territory. Apparently some kind of scientist now. He really brought a new meaning to the phrase, there's no such thing as small parts, just small actors.
For a recluse, he sure had a lot to say for himself. Should get out a bit more often. That night, I couldn't get what the filmmaker had said to me out of my mind. I woke in a lather of sweat. I had to find my brother. Again I went to the internet. I made a few inquiries. I managed to find out that he had been working in Adelaide as a scientist for the CSIRO. Apparently he'd been instrumental in the releasing of the Khaleesi virus to kill rabbits. I hopped onto the next available flight to Adelaide. All to no avail. He had moved on. This led me to Sydney, the Gold Coast, Phillip Island, eventually back to Melbourne. The trail had gone cold. The months flew by. No further word of him. I went back to my life and tried to forget the whole thing. Then, when I least expected it, as it always seems to be, it happened. I had switched on a game show. Before my eyes, there he was, large as life, the carryover champion, my brother. I couldn't believe my eyes, let alone my ears. He had the power of speech. He was very quick on the buzzer. He was the carryover champ. He was the winner of a trip. I was delirious. I managed to pull myself together and contacted the television station. Evidently, the show was taped weeks previously. The carryover champion would now be sailing the Caribbean, foiled yet again. It was not meant to be. The doorbell rang. It rang again. Who could this be? I wasn't expecting company. Reluctantly, and with a great deal of difficulty, I opened the door. I could not believe my eyes yet again. There before me, in the flesh, in real life, my doppelganger, my brother. Neither of us spoke for some time. For me, that was easier than one might expect. My brother told me his story. He too had been searching for his missing link, hence all the time he spent on the road. Whatever, we were together. Not only that, his game show prize was for two. We packed our respective suitcases and sailed. This has been my story.